real truth in this world must pass through 3 steps. The first is ridiculed, the second is harshly opposed, and the third is accepted without proof and reason. The power of will, like a strong blind man, can lift a fool who can see. Most of us are not grateful for what we already have, but we always regret what we have not achieved. Treat a work of art like a prince. Let the art speak to you. Talent hits a target that no one else can shoot. The genius of hitting targets that no one else can see. Often, it is loss that teaches us the value of something. The greatest of follies is sacrificing health for another kind of happiness. However fate befalls you, do not give opportunity for joy and lamentation. All things are full of change, and your luck may come at any time. The 2 enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Troubleshooting is a very pleasant experience. So if you don't love loneliness, you don't love freedom. Hate is a matter of the heart. Compassion is the basis of all morality. Many don't lose their minds because they don't have it. From the young people's point of view, life is a very long future. From the point of view of old age, the past is very short. How the drug does not become a drug when the dose is too strong. It's the same with the critics, when they go beyond the measure of fairness. Every important book should be read twice. What people used to call destiny were usually just their own silly jokes. It would be better to buy a book if you can spend the time reading it. Because of their individuality and situation, all people live, without exception, within the limits of certain concepts and views. If one suspects a lie, one considers oneself to believe it. As one becomes impudent, the lie grows stronger, and the cover is exposed. Nature shows that with the growth of intelligence comes an increased capacity for pain, and only with the highest level of intelligence does suffering reach its highest point. Many people see that sight has completely taken over the place of thinking. Compassion for animals is so closely linked to a quality of character that one can say for sure, anyone who is cruel to animals cannot be a good person. It is an obvious advantage to sacrifice pleasure to avoid pain. Many live too much in the present, the desperate, others too much in the future, the shy and caring. We spend our beautiful days without noticing them. Only when the worst comes, we hope they come back. I may have understood and taught what a saint was, but I never said I was a saint. A man can be himself only as long as he is alone. Every artist is as great as his greatest works. To place too much value on the opinions of others is general madness. With people's limited abilities, Modesty is only honesty. But with those with great talent, that is hypocrisy. Honor is outer conscience, and conscience is inner honor. Wealth and the so-called upper class suffer the most from boredom. Money is like seawater. The more you drink, the thirstier you will be. Our first life ideas are generally drawn from fiction, not fact. Stubbornness is the result of a will that forces itself to the place of the intellect. The world's general critique will not tell you what has worked, but what you have missed. The foundation upon which all our knowledge and learning rests is inexplicable. Humans basically don't care about each other, but women are basically the enemy. Music is the melody, whose text is the world. Great men are like eagles, and build their nests on some lofty solitude. The only man who really can't live without a woman is a gynecologist. I've never known any trouble that an hour's reading didn't assuage. Just as the largest library, badly arranged, is not so useful as a very moderate one that is well arranged, so the greatest amount of knowledge, if not elaborated by our own thoughts, is worth much less than a far smaller volume that has been abundantly and repeatedly thought over. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. Every nation mocks the other, and everyone is righteous. Anyone who lives in the chaos of business or pleasure, without ever making up his own past, loses his temper. The closing years of life are like the end of a masquerade party, when the masks are dropped. No one can transcend their own individuality. No one can see themselves. I mean this, everyone only sees as much as himself on the other side. Time is that in which all things pass away. Treat a work of art like a prince. Let it speak to you first. The greatest achievements of the human mind are generally received with distrust. A great testament to the pathetic subjectivity of man is provided by astrology, which links the passage of the great cosmic body with the spirit of the self. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete devotes his heart entirely to money.